lead of the second half, and then Steph and Brook Lopez. That's a bad matchup. Wow. Steph at 35.
Fell into the crowd too here, right?
Jimmy,
You ain't got no breaks right now.
look at that.
If LA was smart, they'd have him going right all night.
And then finally, let's give credit where it's due. Draymond Green's defense in the fourth quarter was the difference.
He had him in the chamber at that point. It's almost as if performance had Draymond Green a little more amped up defensively to want to shut this thing down.
Yeah.
They all were inspired by Curry. And Green also went back in the way back machine to show you that on defense.
That was Kaczynski with the problem with that. And there's what
Get on the floor! Come on! Play in tournament, get on the floor! Who wants it?
Look at this play.
Who wants it?
Dive.
Dive!
Draymond Green showing you why he's going to the Hall of Fame. Warriors find a way from well behind. They come back and win it. They advance. Here's Steve Kerr.
Just a beautiful display of competitive will. And this is why Steph came back. Everybody out there who thought Steph should have taken the rest of the year off. This is what he does. This is who he is. If he can compete, he's going to compete. It's just incredible to watch.
The Golden State down as many as 13 in the final 2 minutes in this game. Outscored the Clippers by 18 the rest of the way. And what the ones coming from Steph. You mentioned Kawhi Leonard had his 2 in the fourth. Was on a layup with 16 seconds left and team down by 7. You give a lot of that credit to Draymond Green. And you know, we talked about this game a little bit earlier this morning, and as I've had time to think about it, Jim, here's what I think. As you get older, you get more second. And you never know when you're going to see something from the last time. And I don't know, maybe this is the last time. Steph Curry and Draymond Green have been putting on these shows for us on the biggest of stages and doing it about as well as it's ever been done in the history of the league for a very long time. So to see them do that last night, Steph to go down to the third, Draymond with those defensive plays, something about the sentimental fool in me felt awfully good watching.
It's absolutely something that should be savored. This is a 10 seed. It's not a title contender. They're not going to be able to do that on the biggest and widest stages anymore. But this was the stage that they had. And as Steve Kerr said, that was competitive will and legends, pillars of the faded dynasty doing what they do best. This is the best shot maker we've ever seen in basketball. One of the best shows you've ever seen in basketball, Steph Curry. Doing like 35 points, dominating the second half, bringing this team back. And then Draymond Green, one of the best defensive players I've ever seen. I'm not sure he's ever played a more dominant defensive player. I would say it was hard even to get shots up. Why didn't he score in the fourth quarter toward Garbage? Think about that last minute for Draymond. Okay, it's the dribble handoff, setting step up, or the go-ahead shot, and then 2 turnovers, just creating complete havoc, sealing the game with his defensive effort. This is Draymond Green.
Lyndon, do you want lunch?
I
think it's orange chicken.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Draymond, he's a controversial guy.
What kind of milk?
Some of the other antics and some of the things he says sometimes off the floor, people don't like it. But the reality is, the basketball fan in me appreciates so much, and you were touching on it a minute ago, Sean, because you've been on the floor and actually dealing with it. He knows everything but score. And you know, there's so few all-time greats who do everything but score. Dennis Rodman comes to mind. That's a comment you hear a lot. What's it like being on the floor when Draymond Green is playing?
You talk about Jokic doing it all the time. He gets the rebound and then starts to break the lane. Sometimes just that little bit of time to find the guard gives enough time for us to get back into our defense. Draymond completely erases that from you, so you have to run back like a man with no time to attack offensive glass. It changes the dynamic a lot. We talked about Draymond, you just made me get to the middle of the field, and I feel like I have, for the integrity of the game, I have been forced to hate them. On the other side, we're on plenty of battles with them, but the natural basketball competitor in me hates the other side, and they have been giving us performance after performance, series after series. They've always held high in the standards of the integrity of the game. I know Draymond gets a lot of slack for it. Draymond, I know you do, but we do appreciate what you do on a day-to-day. I'm dead serious. It's great to see you stick up for other players around the league, talk on different subjects, and I think he's done a great job.
And then Steph, I mean, what else can you say? Some people say we should shut it down.
You said integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what those guys did last night. What Steph Curry did with what Draymond Green showed you, maybe the next generation in the NBA, is this is how you do it. Because they're not going to go on a run, right? We know Steph's knee won't allow this to happen. We understand where the Warriors are right now. But it doesn't mean that a great team like that, with the core of guys who have won championships, can't still show the NBA. When it comes to postseason, this is how it's done. You play hurt. You're available for your team. We don't talk about a player who needs to rest. Can you imagine this? That Steve Kerr had to say after the game, let's celebrate a guy who was told you shouldn't play. Sit it out, call the season. You're not going to go on a run anyway. Save it for next year. And Steph Curry says, can I walk? Then I can play. And that's what you're supposed to do in the NBA. And we need to celebrate that more rather than talk about sitting out and not being available for your team. So that's what those guys did last night.
It was on the stage that matters, and a game that has consequence. They showed up and played the way we've always seen them to get at least one more crack at it. Now, who says we're over now to football? We're exactly 7 days from the NFL draft. So we're going to put together some shocking trades in a feature called Mike Drops from Mike Tannenbaum. So let's start with this one, Mike T. Give me a trade that would shock a lot of people that you think might just make a whole lot of sense.
Well, similar to what Bill Timer had yesterday, Dallas trades 12 and 20 all the way up to 4 to get Sonny Styles. If you really want Sonny Styles, you have to get in front of the Giants, who may take the best Ohio State defensive player to get Caleb Dallas. Again, Sonny Styles is going to be a great player. He's an off-the-ball linebacker, had an incredible workout, great intangibles. People think Dallas should be a player to go.
I love that. And when Mel forecasted, Mel's the man who invented the draft and he invented the mock draft, so who am I to dispute what he's saying? But when he has the Cowboys trading up to 6 to get Sonny Styles, my first thought then, Graziano, is why is Sonny Styles still going to be on the board at 6 if the Giants are going to get, even if Jeremiah Love goes and walk the board before them, 3 or 4. We get to 5 and Sonny Styles is on the board. I have a tough time picturing John Harbaugh, who once upon a time had a fellow by the name of Ray Lewis playing linebacker for him. I have a tough time picturing him not taking Sonny Styles.
I guess the way that would happen is if the Giants took Caleb down, right? I think there's also a possibility if John Harbaugh's looking for, that leader at the 2nd or 3rd level of his defense. So in that case, I think in those mock that's what happened, right? They took downs and then Styles goes to 6. So that's your answer. I think the Giants, Jeremiah Love would be a consideration for the Giants if he's there at 5. I also think those 2 defensive players are at the top.
All right, Mike T, we're going to deal with the next one. Give me your next mic drop. Give me a little stunning trade that would shock the world, but you think might make sense.
So Pittsburgh Steelers trade 21 and their 7th-round pick and go to 15 to get Ty Simpson. If they have any concern whatsoever that the Jets could take him at 16 and Aaron Rodgers is still a question mark, go get Ty Simpson. He is going to be a good NFL starting quarterback. Go get him. Take any uncertainty out of it. Get him a 2nd-round pick, and this is your future. Him and Mike McCarthy.
This is the mystery of this draft, anyway. The mystery of this draft is who is it that really likes Ty Simpson that isn't telling us about it? Or is the answer to that no one? Is there no one who has decided we've got to get Ty Simpson come hell or high water? Because every one of you insiders tells me can't find a team that loves him. And so either someone does and they're not saying so, or no one.
Or they like him, and it's not a hell or high water situation.
He's in the 2nd round.
Right? Or maybe the guy picked him first. Right? Yeah.
So do you see that scenario? Do you see a scenario where the Jets are playing possum and all of a sudden at 16 they turn in the cover and I'm sitting up there with a stunned look on my face as Roger Goodell says the Jets take quarterback Ty Simpson out of Alabama?
I would be shocked, really, because there's such a hole in the roster at the wide receiver position. We talked about it last hour how Garrett Wilson was a leading receiver. He hadn't played in a gazillion games or whatever it was. So I would be shocked if the Jets went quarterback at 16. But listen, Pittsburgh makes a lot of sense. I just don't see Pittsburgh trading up to go get Ty Simpson. I think he'll be available at 21. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you need to keep swinging the bat at the quarterback position until you find your guy.
Thing to remember is all these teams have their eye on the 2027 draft quarterback. If you're thinking that way, it's a lot easier to justify taking one in the 1st round next year if you took Ty Simpson in the high 2nd as opposed to taking him 15.
That's fair. I'll give you one more trade that might shake up the world.
Okay, Max Crosby traded from the Las Vegas Raiders to the Cincinnati Bengals for 1 first-round pick, 10th pick overall. Really weeks ago, he goes for 2 ones. That's not going to happen. You're Vegas, you still get a top 10 pick. And if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, and Greedy, you brought this up earlier in our production meeting. One, you desperately need a pass rusher, and this guy more than replaces Trey Hendrickson. But if you're in the business of keeping Joe Burrow happy, getting Max Crosby makes Joe Burrow happier to be a Bengal today than they didn't have.
Yes, because you're not just a great player, but he's a team leader, and he's a rough and tough, and he's exactly the kind of guy you want bringing that attitude. What do you think of it? How do you like that? We keep waiting to see if Crosby gets traded. Do you like that move?
I mean, I do. I just don't think it's going to need to be more than one. It's going to need to be more than just one first-round pick for a guy the caliber of Max Crosby. I love it for Cincinnati. I love the fact that Joe Burrow needs to be appeased because listen, I think we all see Joe Burrow's body language and feel like that team needs to improve. But I just think the conversation is going to need to be more to far away from Las Vegas.
Because what does the league think is going to happen with Max Crosby? I think if the Raiders do end up trading him, I think it takes a while to build back the kind of value they feel would justify it. So everything that came out about his knee when the Ravens backed out of the deal they made, I think has people a little bit gun shy. Not to say they wouldn't move him or the teams wouldn't go get him, but right now what teams are willing to offer is falling short, I think, of what the Raiders would need to justify. All right, we have 7 days until the first big signpost round 1 NFL draft. We'll see if there's any movement there. As we continue, a must-win season for the 2 legendary quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Which one will get the most help out of next week's draft? We've got to deep into what those teams need. Plus, all you need is love. Who needs to trade up if they don't want to miss out on the biggest difference maker? Dare I say, the best player in the 2026 NFL draft? We'll answer that question next. Watching Get Up on ESPN.
You can pick up your car around town. You can pick up your car in a short-term parking. You can even pick up your car at a Rhinos. You can pick up your rental car in Lot 2, Section H, Space 45. You can back that way. Right car, right where you need it. Rent a car, rental car.
Go ahead. Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. And with USPS Ground Advantage, your packages stay on a secure network, dock to door, nationwide. For full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing, for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage.
When choosing the right gear to help you train or your yard,